They don't look like me. They don't talk like me. They don't look like me. And they don't talk like me. They don't look like me. And they don't talk like me.
All right, welcome back to the comic shop. Pat Mest, Eugene, Capon,
Yo.
bringing it to you. We're still open for business. That was a little lunch break. Hope you powered up and are ready to join us again. We're going to talk about the Young Justice cartoon, a great little cartoon on Cartoon Network, correct, Eugene?
That's right.
Yeah, so I've seen it, I've enjoyed it, but you're a bigger fan. Lead me off, break down the Young Justice cartoon. Why should people care or tune into this cartoon?
If you love young heroes really coming into their prime, into their adulthood, then you are going to love Young Justice. Aqualad, Miss Martian, Kid Flash, Artemis, Robin, Superboy, and occasionally Red Arrow join each other on battles and missions and really learn what it's like to become a full-fledged superhero, going from sidekick through the maturity of the DC universe.
What I think what's great about it is the cartoons can serve a great function in introducing these characters and the brands to a whole new generation. You know, maybe they haven't really read comic books before, don't know about these characters, but they see the cartoon, they get interested, start reading up on Wikipedia, going to the comic shop, talking to the comic guy, hey, I really like that Kid Flash, tell me about Flash, tell me about a good Flash comic book I can read. And I think that's a great step. I mean, the Batman cartoon in the 90s and the Spider-Man cartoon in the 90s.
That was our generation.
Really, yeah. I mean, those were huge, influences on me. I was lucky in that my father was really into comic books and took me to Comic Cons from like the time I was like 6 or 7. But those two cartoons really pushed me even further into loving the medium. So I'm really glad to see Young Justice on the air.
You know, it's a complete DC reboot. In the DC universe, it's probably maybe 10 years old. And when this group kind of forms, in the first 2 episodes, you basically have this 2-part where Aqualad, Kid Flash, and Robin basically go and investigate. They go on their first kind of solo mission without their mentors. And what they basically go and find is a special underground medical facility called Cadmus. And they release the Superman clone, better known as Superboy. And from that point on, you basically have this 16-week clone, not very mature, that's been basically raised his entire life by, what were they? They were clones or
clone creature things with telepathic powers,
tiny horns.
Yeah, but
geonomes. Yeah. That's what it was.
But real quick, for people that aren't familiar, who is Aqualad? Is that Aquaman?
No, it's his sidekick.
Okay.
Who, I gotta say, when putting those two together, Aqualad is way more badass. Not only does he have all the abilities of Aquaman, but he has sorcery powers. He has command over all the elements. He can create water weapons out of his little size, or he can shoot lightning out of his hands.
I gotta say, I was impressed. I always thought Aquaman was kind of lame. So, but
I want to talk to fish.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd be like, here, jump on my plate. I'm hungry.
I mean, that's cool and all, but I don't consider that much of a superpower.
Aqualad, grab me some tartar sauce.
Aqualad was a lot cooler, but yeah. So I mean, that's the point we're trying to make for people that aren't familiar with Young Justice. So Aqualad was Aquaman's sidekick. Kid Flash is related to Flash. We all know Robin, Batman's sidekick. Superboy is a clone of Superman. Okay, so it's not the original characters that we know about, but there's definitely a connection and a relationship there, which is cool.
Somebody who I thought was really cool to add to the team was Artemis. And basically, it's in the first episode, you basically have Speedy, Green Arrow's former sidekick, and he gets pissed off that all the sidekicks are basically not let into the Justice League right then on there on the day that they were supposed to start their initiation. Well, anyway, so he goes off and storms away, and that's what kind of leads to the discovery of Superboy. Well, later on in the series, you basically gain Miss Martian, who is the Martian Manhunter's niece, with all the same powers except for phasing through objects. And you have Artemis. Artemis is basically Red Arrow's replacement. Awesome with a bow, and you kind of get this backdrift that she may be coming from a crime family. Something you need to learn about this series that right now there's only 9 episodes available, but in the first season there's about over 20, and we're just waiting for the rest to drop finally. They're kind of on a little hiatus right now.
Okay, so people listening out there that maybe aren't familiar, want to get into it, tell me, how can they go about checking out Young Justice so they can catch up and see this nice new cartoon?
You know what? Just stay posted to the Cartoon Network website. And, if you're on the DL like Pat and I usually are, you can probably find a couple episodes on YouTube. That's actually where we went and did our research.
Okay, so they're not going to be able to watch episodes through the Cartoon Network website, but if they're a little more creative and resourceful, they might be able to
find it
catch
elsewhere.
up.
Yeah.
Not that we're condoning. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm saying. I'm saying. So
be stealthy.
Winky face. You know what I'm saying.
Try to not download it.
Yeah.
The FBI tracks you.
Everyone. I'm pretty sure Google's tracking everyone now anyway, so it's all good. But yeah, it's a great little cartoon. But anyways, I think we're gonna hit you with another little break. Enjoy some tunes. Go to the bathroom, get a little snack, and come back and join us for our next segment where we're going to break down the new film, Dylan Dog Dead of Night. Stay with us. Listen to the
Inside the system. The connection.